Hello, hi guys. Okay, welcome to another Soul video. Okay, in this video, we'll actually look at the benchmarking between the Node.js, PHP, and also the PHP Soul. This is the Soul application and also PHP Nginx application. But before actually doing the benchmarking, I just want you to actually go through this, like how the PHP works and how Node.js works, how actually Soul works. So what is the difference and what difference does it make and why there is a difference. So yeah, let's go ahead. The first line, actually I created this slide. So once we benchmark it, we will actually update the values and we can see the graph there. So okay, the first of all, I just want you to look at the PHP FPM or Nginx. So now how Nginx works actually is Nginx is a proxy server which actually proxy your request to PHP FPM. Via Unix sockets. Actually, it uses fast CGI pass to actually proxy these requests to PHP FPM. You can consider PHP FPM as a master process, so which has a lot of workers. So whenever there is a request received by PHP FPM, it actually delegate to a worker. So worker actually bootstrap, actually bring this application into memory, and this application is converted into like it's actually compiled. So it's bytecode is generated, and then it started executing from left to right. Now once the once the response is received, actually the response is again sent back from the worker to PHP FPM and then to Nginx, and this is how the one request is served. So it seems pretty like fair to me, like as though there is not a lot of actually overhead here and not anywhere. So it so the only problem it has is like at one point there is a limit of worker. So but this we can scale it like by adding more servers, by adding load balancer, adding more server, and so like we can scale this architecture. So let's go ahead and see like what is the problem here and in our next slide. So in this slide we can actually see like whenever there is a request. So this red or pink box you can consider as a process which is actually actively processing. It may be like bootstrapping the application, creating like checking the connection with the Redis server and everything. And this white area you can consider as IO blocking. So for each request there is some processing, then it actually goes to, maybe it reads a file or it actually goes connect to a database, and while connecting actually there is a wait time, there's IO blocking time. So in this blocking time there is nothing happening, and once this blocking time or this it is able to read the data from the file stream or IO stream, so it actually resume the processing, and once it execute this whole process, the response is served to each request. So as you can see, like for each process there is some kind of blocking IO, and so this time can be consumed, can be used to actually this is actually a waste of this process. So we can actually write our code in a way that we can actually reuse this whole time. So this is what actually Node.js, this is the problem that actually Node.js solve, or Soul PHP also solve. So we'll look at like how Node.js solve this problem. So whenever there is a request comes, so it Node.js start executing this request. So whenever there is a blocking IO, so it create another thread and a register callback with it. So this thread actually goes on. This is a background process. This is Unix or macOS. This is a kernel process, kernel thread. So it register a callback with this thread, and this thread actually start executing whatever file system, database, or computation. So once this is done, it actually call this, it actually execute this callback, and then an event is queued. So this event loop is actually actively listening for these kind of events. So once this event is queued, so it process the event and serve the response. So as you can see, like in this whole process, there is no blocking IO. So whatever time in the blocking IO is actually delegated to a child thread or a kernel thread, and it doesn't have to wait for this thread. So in that time, the blocking item, it can actually allocate it to another process and another request, and then it can execute the request. So there is no wastage of time. So yeah, this is the same concept actually applies to Soul. It also has like event loop, it has reactors, which we covered in our previous video. But just for the sake of this video, I will open this Soul PHP to show you this diagram. Okay, so we can go how Soul works, and we can see, okay, so this is the image that I wanted to show you. So there is a master process, and then there are reactors, and this timer is actually to measure the tick. So at each tick it actually goes on to iterate over these queued events or processes. So whenever there is a request comes, so reactor actually take it and give it to a manager, and it start a worker. So when the worker start working on it, so whenever there's a blocking IO, it actually delegate to task worker, completes this request in the background, and once this is done, it actually send it back to worker, and then it goes back to reactor. So there is no, and once actually worker delegates this blocking IO to task worker, it can do anything, something else as well. So whenever this task worker is done, it actually send response to back to worker. So worker will see like, okay, so this request, this response is back to this request, so it will start executing that request, and once response is completed, so it will actually send it back to the request to the user. So this is how Node.js Soul PHP works. It is kind of similar concept. So yeah. And so I have these application now, 3 applications. So one is Node.js. This is also sending the hello world. The other one is the PHP application. This is Soul application. This is also saying this hello world. And lastly, I have an Nginx application, which is also saying the hello world. So let's go ahead and first of all, I will benchmark this PHP FPM or Nginx application and see like how it works. So we'll be using the WRK. So you can actually install it using brew install WRK if you don't have it in your system. So we'll be using worker to keep 100 connections alive. And we'll be using 4 threads, and we'll be using this URL. Okay, let's go ahead and run it. So yeah, this is a 10-second test. So in this 10-second, it actually handled 1084 requests per second. So we'll actually update it in our benchmarking table. 1084. Okay. And so now we'll go ahead and we'll run the Node application, and we'll check the performance of Node applications. Right. So we got the URL for our Node application. We can use this, and we can run the worker to benchmark this. So we'll be using the same setting. Okay, so you can see like there is at least like 300 or 3000 time improvement over the PHP FPM. So we'll just put it here, and so as you can see, there is a drastic improvement in the performance. So let's go ahead and now close this guy and run the Soul application. So okay, it started the Soul server at this port. So let's go ahead and use this now. Okay, as you can see, like there are 66,823 requests. Let's go ahead and put this here. So you can see the difference between the performance of each application. So it is at least, you can see like twice performance is like 100% increase in the performance in the Node.js. So yeah, so you can see like Soul actually does the same thing, but does it better than the Node.js, and does it like way better than the PHP FPM. So you can actually start. I've seen like many people on the internet, on the medium, like who actually moved their application from PHP FPM to Soul, and they were able to minimize their resources, they were able to cut the cost of the resources, and they were able to increase the performance. Like the resources that were being used like at all the time, like 90%, they were able to cut it down to like 25-30%. So yeah, it's a big improvement in PHP, and yeah, that's it. I wanted to show you in this video like the comparison between Node.js, PHP FPM, and Soul performance. Maybe in our next video we'll just check the performance in a slightly real application, maybe like an application that actually consult the database and then send the response. So yeah, let me know if you have any question or comment, and don't forget to subscribe this channel, and I will keep producing more videos like this. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Cheers.